need everybody to appreciate the trousers, the fit. I mean, hello. Look at this. Look at this. Look at these trousers. I'm obsessed. I got these on Vinted and they are my favourite thing ever. They have like forests, a little bit of the Canadian wilderness. I'm obsessed. So good. Hello, if you are new, whoa, clap. If you are new here, my name is Christian. I am a 20-something living in London. I chat mental health, mental well-being, I chat mental well-being and the inner workings of our brain. Oh, so much energy today. I wanted to share quite a lot of my life on this channel, so I thought it'd be a good idea for everybody to get to know me. Maybe we can flirt a little bit, buy a house plan together, become Gen Z parents, you know the standard. I wanted to give some backstory, some context, some narrative. Let's get right into it. Some of the basics, of course, first. I am turning 25 in July. I will be halfway to 50. I was raised in the north of the UK with the fields and the cows and the pies. I still have a little bit of my accent, but I moved to London about 6 years ago. Some of it has gone away. I have some southernisms. I moved to London in 2017 and for the past 3 years I've been living with my beautiful, wonderful, amazing partner Isaac. I'm hoping I can get him to have a cameo on this channel at some point because he's the absolute main character and I think you should all experience him because he is a hoot and a howl and I love him very, very dearly. So currently for work, I work at a university. I work in education. I'm actually previously trained as an actor. I did a musical theatre degree at a top drama school. Insert videos of me singing, dancing, having my best time. But I decided to move away from that career path. I will be talking a lot about that at some point. It just didn't bring me joy anymore. There was a lot of stress, a lot of anxiety around working in it. I decided that it's best for me to have my creative outlet, especially when it comes to the arts, be purely for me, more as a hobby. I felt like it kind of quashed my creativity rather than like amplifying it. So yeah, I'm in a much better place now. I've been in my current job for 2.5 years and I really, really enjoy it. The people are really lovely. The students are super friendly. It's familiar, it's comfortable, it meets my needs, doesn't drain all my energy like a lot of jobs I've had. Wow, that's a real mouthful. A lot of jobs in the past I've had have done. Yes, maybe? And obviously recently I've rediscovered making YouTube videos, content creation, all that kind of thing. I'm trying to build a lot of my skills in terms of like graphic design, social media management. It kind of feels nice as well because like I have done a performing arts degree. I do have a level of showmanship, a little bit of flair, you know? It feels nice to kind of apply them all in one space in somewhere that makes me feel creatively fulfilled, makes me feel really excited. I feel like it's a really, really good fit for me. In terms of some lifestyle things, if you didn't already get the vibe from just looking at me, I am vegan. I've been vegan for the last 5 years. I gradually went from pescatarian to vegetarian to vegan. It's kind of a mixture of ethical and dietary. I'm lactose intolerant anyway. I don't want to be shitting myself all the time anyway. I try to look after myself. Don't get my 5 a day. Very often the vegetables go off. I am that person that neglects the pepper and I just watch the peppers slowly lose life. I do my best, okay? I don't dance anymore, but I do practice hot yoga and I find it so grounding and it's been a massive part of me kind of regulating myself. So I'm really, really passionate. I love a downward dog. I love a child's pose. I love a cobra. As of right now as well, I am 1 month, 3 days, 7 hours, 53 minutes and 40 seconds of being sober as well. I will talk more about that another time, in more detail, when I'm comfortable sharing those things on the internet. In terms of the big one, and it's gonna be a big area of discussion on my channel, which obviously is mental health. It's something I'm very passionate about. I have bipolar disorder type 2, combined ADHD, and I have complex post-traumatic stress disorder, which as you can tell is a spicy cocktail. And I got 2 of those diagnoses last year for bipolar disorder and ADHD, and complex PTSD I don't have an official diagnosis for, but I've been working with my therapist for quite a while now, and we kind of just came to the conclusion that it's there. My mental health journey has been a long, difficult, life-consuming at times, completely life-changing, life-altering journey. Obviously it's something that I'm really, really passionate about. I know I said it before, but it is something that it has carved my entire life. The way that I see things, the way that I experience things, the things that I can experience at times, especially getting my diagnosis last year, which has been a whole journey in itself, which I will do many other videos on. Currently I manage my mental health conditions without medication. I've spoken to my psychiatrists about it, and at the moment I have enough lifestyle factors and enough grounding practices and just generally not too much going on that I can manage them without it. I don't know if I'm gonna have to go on them at some point. Different points in my life I might require them, but right now I'm doing yoga and trying to sleep. That's my management, and it's working out okay for me. I do really like to try and take care of myself. I love my skincare routine, all the things that I find is very grounding kind of practices where I invest in myself. I'm really passionate about those things, and I feel like they have been things that have really seen me through the tough times. I really want to share some of my stories around my mental health struggles and struggles with mental illness, especially some of the symptoms and the disorders that I have. There is a lot of stigma around them. I still to this day have symptoms that I suffer with in a certain way that I don't know anybody else that does. Hopefully this community can bring some of that togetherness together, because I would love to not feel so alone in those struggles sometimes. Be ready for lots of transparent conversations about mental health, because I talk about it all the time. In terms of what I'm like as a person, I would describe myself as deeply emotional. I'm the moon's bitch. I be feeling everything. When the full moon's up, I'm having crazy dreams. And if you're into star signs, I'm a Cancer moon, Cancer sun, and Leo rising, which is basically, if you're not into astrology, it's emotions, feelings, stubborn. I'd say I'm a very empathetic person as well. I really take on the energy of others. I really try to help people as much as I can. And I just feel everything so much. So many emotions all of the time. Recently, I feel like I'm coming into The panic was so real. Recently, I feel like I'm coming into a new phase of my life where I'm learning to set healthy boundaries. I'm filling my own cup up first to fill up the cup of others. I really feel like I'm learning to put myself first, and that feels really good. It feels really good. I feel like for a long time, I felt like setting boundaries was mean. I felt like I was being cruel to people. Spoiler alert, was just a chronic people pleaser. But I'd say in general, I'm quite an amicable, smiley, bubbly person. One person described me as zesty one time, and that really stuck with me in such a nice way, because I think that sums me up really well. Zesty, it's perfect. I'm basically just the absolute dopamine dressing, plant loving, gay, sexuality is fluid, and I don't currently know where I stand with it, but I'm finding it quite exciting kind of vibe. I'm just quite a free spirit. In terms of my free time, kind of honouring my inner child and the lifelong love, as you can tell behind me, I am a massive Pokemon fan. Always have been since I was younger. It's an absolute lifelong love of mine, and I spend a lot of my time playing Pokemon games, watching videos about the Pokemon games that I play. I do actually have a Pokemon tattoo as well, but it's on my upper thigh, so I'm not going to show you at this current moment. I don't think we know each other well enough yet. Maybe one day. And if you made it this far, you get to hear some fun facts about me, because you're what? The luckiest people in the world. Oh, do I hear that? Thank you, Christian. You're amazing. Woo! You're the best. Thank you. My fun fact that I always tell people when people are like, oh my god, what's a fun fact about yourself? I am actually a under 16s UK champion, 3rd in Europe and 6th in the world at hovercraft racing. Don't do it anymore because there's a real risk of like breaking bones, and currently living as an adult, I really don't have the money to not be able to work because I broke my arm driving a fast thing. It's really cool, and if you scroll back on my Instagram, there's a few pictures of me in body armor looking like a badass even though I was 14 and couldn't speak to people. My first Twitter account was called Broad Mockingjay because I was a Hunger Games fan account. And one time I cried because I knew that I'd never meet Josh Hutcherson, because he was playing Peter in the Hunger Games movie, and I was going through probably a queer crisis at the time, trying to figure out my sexuality when I was 14, realised that I was probably in love with him. And I remember distinctly crying because I was like, I'll never meet him and he's playing Peter in the Hunger Games and I love the Hunger Games. Sometimes we just look at our teenage selves and we just need to just calm down. We just need to tell them to just take a chill pill. You're gay, you'll figure it out, you're good. I have one big phobia. I have thalassophobia, which is the fear of the ocean. I had a dream and I was maybe about 3. I'd never had a dream before. I vividly remember this memory where I was in a big body of water with huge fish that kind of looked a bit like basking sharks, and my dad was like swimming away from me and I was like drowning. Looking back, I should have known this wasn't like reality. My brain cemented it as a core memory. Didn't affect me at all. And then one time I was swimming in a cove in Italy, living my best life. The sun was shining, I was having a great time, and then boom, panic attack. And I was like, whoa! I'd never had a panic attack before, and I started like nearly drowning. It was a whole thing. And since that day, I have been scared of the ocean. On TikTok and YouTube, those are videos where they go like, yo, oh, was this too low? Where they show like, oh my god, oh, they show, oh, I can't even talk about it. Oh my goodness. They show, breathe Christian, breathe. They show like silhouettes of big sea big sea creatures under boats and underwater shots of shipwrecks. I can't do them. Like, if you could hear my heart right now, it's already beating. As a byproduct of that, I'm also terrified of large sea creatures, most notably whales because they're the biggest ones, but mostly the ones that have like scaly skin. I'm trying to work on it. Last time I went in the ocean was when I was on holiday a few years ago, and I was doing really well, swimming around, and then my foot touched a fairy rock, and I have not been in the ocean since. My favorite drink is water. If I'm not hydrated, the world's ending. The world crumbles around me if I'm not hydrated. I love it. I love it. Sparkling, still, chilled, the best. If you have one of those fridges which has like the water thing built into it, that's literally a life goal of mine. I want one of those so badly because I just love chilled water. Like, it actually makes me so happy. Am I getting... No, I'm not gonna get emotional over chilled water. I once worked a temp job and I accidentally worked in private equity for 2 months. No, I don't know what that is still. I was helping an office move office addresses, and then I ended up doing some like interior design and archiving and some of their like administration. I worked in private equity for 2 months, and that's definitely the biggest serve job. Was not qualified at all. I've worked in private equity, so I'm a banker. I know things about money. I actually find maths quite stressful. My favorite shoes are Dr. Martens. If you ever see me without them on my feet, there's something wrong. Ask me if I'm okay. I'm just the classic gay. I have a mullet. I wear Doc Martens. I look after my plants. Gay. Just gay all over. And one time, I killed a guy. Thank you so much for spending some time to get to know me. Tell your parents so we can get past the 3rd date and buy that plant together. I value you. I appreciate you. Stay sexy. Hopefully I will see you in the next video. See ya.